Hello, everybody, and welcome to Healing Connection, where we could be your supporting light for better mental health. Short story series for better mental health, stories and insight to motivate and educate. This short story series, I'll be telling you the story He Failed 1,000 Times. This story is about a little boy from Henryville, Indiana. In 1895, he was 6 years old and his father passed away. His mother had to start working at a tomato cannery, leaving the little boy to care for his younger siblings. Life hit him hard at a very young age. It was getting hard financially. He had to get a job working as a farmer's assistant at the age of 10. When the young boy was in sixth grade, he dropped out of school. He became a painter for horse carriages. When the young boy hit the age of 16, he lied about his age so he could get enlisted into the army. A year later, he was discharged. He then started working as a railroad worker. He studied law at a nearby university until he ruined his legal career by getting into a fight. He had no choice but to move back with his mother. He had got a job selling life insurance a short time after he got fired for not following orders. A few years later, he established a ferry boat company and it was very successful. He sold the boat business to retail lamps, but that failed since the competition was so high. Another company sold lamps for better quality than his. No matter how many hardships he had in life, he would never give up. He had decided to become a tire salesman. He ended up losing this job because the tire plant had closed down. By the age of 40, he had met the manager of an oil company that had asked him to run a service station for them, but the Great Depression caused the oil business to close down. That same year, Shell Oil Company offered him a station to rent for free, but he would have to pay them a percentage of the sales. He started running the business and also served chicken dishes and side meals to generate more money. His pan fried chicken became a favorite for all people around the neighborhood and throughout the region. A few years later, he took the chicken out of the station and opened a restaurant. His success with the chicken business became very lucrative, and he started advertising to attract more customers. After the young man started advertising, one of the local competitors became irate, shooting and killing one of the young man's employees. 4 years later, he bought a model home next to his chicken restaurant. Both house and restaurant went up in flames. The young man, not yet defeated, went and bought a motel included with a 140-seat restaurant until World War II had forced the young man to close his new establishment. When World War II ended, he tried selling his recipe to other restaurants. He got rejected 1,009 times. In 1952, he sold his secret recipe, Kentucky Fried Chicken, to one of the biggest operators that time. The young man's Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe was a hit, so much so other restaurants started franchising the young man's recipe and paid him 4 cents per chicken. However, the good times didn't last long. His own business was crippled due to highway placement. This reduced customer traffic. He was forced to sell his restaurant. After the young man sold his restaurant, he was not left with much. He had the money from the restaurant and $105 from Social Security. Finally, he took the rest of his money and followed his dreams to sell his Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe nationwide. The young man opened another restaurant and headquarters in 1959. The young man often slept in his car, going from restaurant to restaurant offering to cook his chicken, and if the owners liked it, he would make them part of his franchise. In 1965, at the age of 75, he was just getting started. After years and years of rejection, failure, and misfortune, Colonel Sanders' franchise became very successful. KFC is one of the first fast food chains to expand globally, opening locations in Canada, UK, Mexico, and Jamaica by the mid 1960s. The Colonel Sanders face remained the company logo even long after he sold it. He had traveled 400,000 kilometers in a year to visit all the locations and greet the customers. At 90 years of age, Colonel Sanders passed away. At that point in time, there were 6,000 locations in 48 different countries around the world. In 2018, there were 22,621 KFC restaurants worldwide. So, if you're discouraged by setbacks and overwhelmed by rejection, remember the story of Colonel Sanders. A sixth grade dropout, fired from multiple jobs, ruined his legal career, and setbacks by the Great Depression in World War II. Still became the most famous cook after reaching retirement age. With his history, despite the many rejections and misfortunes, with dedication and hard work, one can create success regardless of age. If you or anyone you know needs emotional or mental support, please reach out to us at www.healingconnectionhc.com. We look forward to hearing from you.